That's Yegorich, the local postman. A cheerful old man, especially after some moonshine. "How do you do, Mikola?" Yegorich said. "I brought you a fresh paper." "Howdy yourself, Yegorich," replied Mikola. "Many thanks. Fresh news is always good." "Sure it is," agreed the postman. "But you can't put thanks in a bank. Do the old man a favor. Give me some of your famous moonshine." "Well, Yegorich, you old fox," said Mikola with a grin. "All right, let me fetch it here." "Here you go," said Mikola, holding out a bottle. "Now we're talking," Yegorich said happily, handing a newspaper to Mikola. "By the way," exclaimed Yegorich, "have you heard the news? They're gonna rebuild the bridge." "No way," Mikola replied in surprise. "For 10 years, nobody gave a pickle about it. Why now?" "Well, the thing is," said Yegorich, "people have been talking for a long time that they wanted to set up border controls on the river, so they need the bridge fixed." "And what happens to the ferry?" asked Mikola cautiously. "Who knows?" shrugged Yegorich. "They'll take it apart probably. Who the heck will use it if there's a bridge?" True enough," Mikola said with sadness in his voice. "Well, so long, neighbor," exclaimed Yegorich. "I better get going. Folks are waiting for their mail." "So long, Yegorich," muttered Mikola. And off he went. Yegorich drove on, and Mikola began packing for the road. "All right," muttered Mikola. "To heck with the bridge. Here are more important matters at hand. It's time to head to the forest. I just need to take another bucket to carry more oil per trip. I also ought to grab a hose with a bulb to pump the oil faster." "All right, I found the buckets," said Mikola. "I only need a hose now." "And here's the hose," exclaimed Mikola. "Now I can go to the forest." Jeepers cripes, Mikola said in surprise. Where did the cob go? Could the wolves have eaten it? Well, to heck with it, Mikola swore, and without wasting time, set to work. What the heck? Said Mikola, looking into the empty bucket. Where's the oil? Not a single droplet. Could it be that he had sucked it all out the other day? It's really empty. Son of a biscuit, said Mikola, frustrated. There go all my plans and dreams. Mikola was about to return to his homestead when he suddenly remembered that near the forest, on the collective farm field, there was another place where the pipe came to the surface. Came out of the forest, straight to the collective farm field. And here it is, the pipe, said Mikola. I'd better do it while no one is around. Prick on a stick. What the? Mikola swore. I thought I'd seen everything in life, but this is way out of line. All right, Mikola said aloud with displeasure. It's really something to marvel at, but I should hurry up and get the hose back. It was almost dawn. The farmers would return to the field soon. He did not want to be seen doing such dubious business. It looks like I'll have to climb into the nest, Mikola muttered. Maybe there is a ladder lying around. Who's there? Exclaimed Mikola menacingly, hearing some strange sounds from the darkness. Strange? Thought Mikola. I must be hearing things. Look, a ladder, Mikola said joyfully. Just long enough to get to the nest. Son of a nutcracker, said Mikola, getting up to his feet. You worthless cop-up. All right, just you. What are you doing? Wait, where do you think you're going? Give me back my hose, shouted Mikola. And what can I do now without a hose? Mikola thought. And then he was suddenly struck with inspiration. What if I lure the stork back with a bird call? It might work. The only blessing is, thought Mikola, recalling how he was mistreated by the stork. People say that if a bird pooped on you, you'll get rich, and that's exactly what I need. So even though the stork caused me much trouble, I should say thank it for giving me hope. Mikola returned to the field and, wasting no time, started blowing in the decoy, trying to lure the stork. Lo and behold, the stork really came back. And the best part is, it was holding the hose in its beak. This time, Mikola decided not to climb into the nest. He had a different plan. He decided to scare the stork in the hope that it would fly away and leave the hose. Exclaimed Mikola. It flew away, but this time without the hose. Now he could safely climb into the nest. Mikola connected the hose to the pipe and started pumping out the contents. Oh, and this pipe, it seems, still has plenty of oil in it, Mikola muttered joyfully. I can get at least 2 buckets and maybe even do another trip. The first bucket was full to the brim. Now for the second one. Finally, said Mikola, the buckets are full. All right, looks like I'm done here, said Mikola. I'd better go before the farmers return. Still, Mikola began preparations for the refining. He already knew how it's done, so he did everything quickly and deftly. This time, 2 buckets needed refining, which meant that he needed to prepare more firewood. All right, 1 bucket is done, Mikola muttered. 1 to go. This time, 2 buckets needed refining, which meant that he needed to prepare more firewood. Well, the 2nd bucket is filled to the brim, said Mikola. Time to play Zhegosha visit. Mikola crossed to the other side of the river and started ringing the bell again. Howdy, brother, Mikola said joyfully. Here, as I said, I've brought you more gasoline. Whoa, said the brother-in-law. 2 whole buckets this time. Yeah, Mikola replied. I managed to get more this time. Here you go. This is very good. More is always better than less, Zhegosha exclaimed, smiling joyfully. That's for sure. More is always better than less, said Mikola. By the way, did you hear about the bridge? Yes, I wish I didn't. Everyone is buzzing about it. And what about the ferry? Do they buzz anything about the ferry? Inquired Mikola with concern. No, nobody's buzzing about the ferry, said Grzegorz. Only about the bridge. Yeah, I see. Well, take care, brother. Mikola nodded. I'll bring some more gas soon, so get the cash ready. Have you built a gasoline refinery at your farm? Asked Grzegorz with a grin. Yeah, Mikola answered with a laugh. I also found an oil well in my garden. After that, they said their goodbyes. After returning from Grzegorz, Mikola decided to wait a few days before going to the pipe again, so as not to attract too much attention. Somebody might have noticed him the previous time and could make a fuss. Mikola could wait, but the bank wouldn't. And on the third day, Mikola decided that he would go to the pipe as soon as it got dark.